Hi, my name is Coach Tim Killeen, one of the head coaches here, and I'm here to talk about February the 15th. Today is Thursday. Is today a threshold WOD? Not really. It's kind of not. Why? Why isn't it? We've come to expect this, Tim. Well, let me dial it back for a second. Let me skip the dramatics. It's got portions of a threshold workout in here, but we recognize that we gave you a threshold workout on Tuesday. We most certainly did. So today, it's a bit of a hybrid. Because when I say go fast and sprint, if I also say 15 toes to bar, how many people amongst us can do both? Obviously, it's like an end goal if you really want to pursue this sport of CrossFit. But today, it's more like, just know we got your back. We want you to have time to knock out a set of 15 toes to bar. But then, everything else about this workout ought to be a sprint with fast transition times. How do we do that, right? Well, first things first. Toes to bar are the star of the show today. Overhead squat is not. And the overhead squat, the set of 12 that we're gonna ask you to do, must be unbroken. So I know that most people's opinion about overhead squats is not good. It's nobody's favorite movement, but they are gonna come up. You know, they do tend to come up in the open, and so we gotta work them in, not just on snatch days. So they're there today, but it's meant to be a non-intimidating loading. So whatever that means to you, I want you to think right now, hey, set of 12 unbroken overhead squats. What's the weight that comes to mind that you can do unbroken, no question? What is it? Because if you immediately get intimidated by the overhead squats and a set of 12, likely the reason for your intimidation is some preconceived notion about some loading you should be capable of, or the comparison of you against somebody else on the whiteboard. And we need to throw that out the window. What is the set, what is the loading for which you can do a no questions 12 unbroken set? Be modest, guys. It might be a PVC, and that's fine. It might be an empty barbell. Again, fine. Not the point of today. Today, you should feel like you have time to knock out 15 toes to bar in whatever means is necessary, by whatever means is necessary. But the rest of it, the bike and the overhead squats, unbroken, fast transitions. Now, one of the nice things, if I dare say nice thing about overhead squats, is that, well, two things, context-wise. The overhead squats are taking the place today of what you would normally see in a threshold day of like kettlebell swings, wall balls, med ball cleans from last week, slam balls. Something that's sort of an up and down repetitive motion that's meant to be done kind of fast. In other words, today, unbroken is going to substitute for fast. And then the other thing about overhead squats is that even though we want you to be unbroken and deliberate and quick transition times and all that, overhead squats require a certain level of thoughtfulness, right? You gotta be paying attention or it doesn't go well. You gotta be looking forward. You gotta pick a focus point. All of those things in order for that set to go well. So we kind of feel like it slows your brain down a little bit today in a good way. And then you put that down for your 12th rep, run to the bike, wherever it may be, hop on it, sprint the rest of that set. All right, how are we modifying today? Same way we always modify toes to bar. In fact, I don't know if you ever feel sort of a certain way about having to modify things, but if today you're jumping right to hanging knee raises and you're able to do a set of 12 without much problem, that's fine. Because then you are getting a sprint in, aren't you? And that's always good on a Thursday. We just don't want people who are really working on the toes to bar skill to feel discouraged or like you're doing something wrong to have to break it up, because you're not. Feel free to break it up today. I know that feels like it's going against the grain on a Thursday, but we've had opportunities, Tuesday specifically, to really sprint it out this week. And we feel like you need a little extra time on the bar. So sorry about the 40 pull-ups followed by the the, what is it, 45, 75 toes to bar today. Look, we can't promise that your hands are always gonna be super fresh. We do our best, but there's gonna be times, like, especially for you competitors out there, like, you gotta work out with crappy hands sometimes. So apologies about that, but also not really. All right, enjoy.